You know, I expect him to be moved. I would have no problem with it specifically and especially if he ended up back in New England. I really, really do. And that's some of the things that you've been hearing. I personally believe that's the ideal place for him. Because, you know, when Steve Young was on my show just the other day in Stephen A's World, he just said, listen, the bottom line is that as a coach, you don't want to have to protect the quarterback. You want the quarterback to protect you. And it's been clear, I'm paraphrasing here, but he was talking about it's been clear since the Super Bowl, basically, that Kyle Shanahan has been looking to move on. I mean, you could just see it. And then obviously last year happened and another injury occurred, and you're just looking at it from that standpoint. And Jimmy Garoppolo is not at a point where it's clear he doesn't feel wanted because he really isn't wanted by Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan is looking to move on. And so when you look at that, if you want to land at a particular place, what better place to land than a place that never wanted to lose you in the first place in Bill Belichick? I mean, and when you consider all the changes that Bill Belichick has addressed every single need the New England Patriots have had this offseason, with the exception of the quarterback position. He just has to take care of his quarterback. Obviously, Cam Newton resigned there and what have you, but we all know that Bill Belichick wanted Jimmy Garoppolo. We all know what happened with that situation. So I think it would be ideal if Jimmy Garoppolo was to end up back in New England, and I wouldn't have a problem with that at all.
I don't think they're going to trade Jimmy G, and I don't think they should trade Jimmy G. And if they do, what that tells me is the opinion of the 49ers from outsiders is much higher than their own opinion of themselves internally. Because I'll say this every time Jimmy G's name's brought up. What did Mina Kimes say earlier in the show, Stephen A.? And I'm sure you'll agree with this, Ryan. You correct me if you don't. Shanahan's proven himself as a great play caller, not a great quarterback evaluator. Well, okay. But he's playing calls for Jimmy G. He's calling plays for Jimmy G's replacement. And you know what they're doing? Losing almost every game. Jimmy G gets hurt, they go 4-12. Last year without Jimmy G, 3-7. Now, they weren't very good last year. With Jimmy G, they were only 3-3. But they win more than twice as much as they lose with Jimmy G than without him. They win 3 games for every game they lose with Jimmy G, and it's almost exactly the reverse without him. So he's not so easy to replace. Same guy calling plays. He's so brilliant, right? He's not just a tick above replacement. He's a very good quarterback. Now, Mina also mentioned how Shanahan dialed up the play to win the Super Bowl and had Jimmy G connected with Emmanuel Sanders. They win the Super Bowl, and he didn't. It's like a 50-50 thing with Jimmy G. I agree. He's not great, but he's pretty good. And the next time, I think he's at least as likely to hit that pass than he is to miss it. So I just saw a team go to the Super Bowl and come one throw away from beating Patrick Mahomes for Mahomes' only Super Bowl. You mean to tell me this team can't get back? And if you believe they can, I mean, DeForest Buckner's not there anymore, but they bring back Trent. They bring back a lot of guys. Like, that's a good team. You mean to tell me you're going to draft a rookie quarterback and compete for a Super Bowl with him? Well, let me tell you right now, no one believes that because it never happens. You're not going to compete for a Super Bowl with a rookie quarterback. But if you keep Jimmy G and you draft the right quarterback, you can both compete for a Super Bowl this year. You might mess around and win it this year, and then still have your long-term replacement for Jimmy G. Why would you sacrifice this season unless you believe you can't compete for one?
Well, I think and obviously we can't really compare any of these guys that are being drafted this year to Matthew Stafford, right? Matthew Stafford has proven he could be a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback in this league, even if it's Detroit. But think about the Los Angeles Rams. They were also 10 points away from winning a Super Bowl. They were a team that was obviously on the rise that we felt would be back time and time again because Jared Goff was a young quarterback. Jared Goff was a quarterback on his rookie deal. And you can say many of the same things that Sean McVay has been to Jared Goff that Kyle Shanahan has been to Jimmy G. But Sean McVay realized there was a ceiling on where Jared Goff could take them. That's what the move to number 3 for the San Francisco 49ers was about to me. Like, people are kind of going back and forth because they're like, hey, if you went to number 3 and you thought you were going to draft Mac Jones, but now it's going to be Trey Lance, then it's stupid to move up and not be sure. But they were sure about one thing. They were sure that Jimmy G was no longer the guy. They were sure that Jimmy G was more holding them back than pushing them forward. That's the decision that they've made. And now, do I think drafting a quarterback tonight says we have to get rid of Jimmy G? Absolutely not. But do I think drafting a quarterback tonight makes him available? Absolutely. For the right price, for the right team, for the right options moving forward, it does make him that guy who is available. Because if you do get the right pick, if you do get the person that fits correctly, this team does have a higher ceiling. And remember, they didn't get to the Super Bowl because of Jimmy G. They got there because of the #1 defense and an incredible running game, which Kyle Shanahan can generate again on the offensive side of the ball, and then plugging in pieces defensively, maybe bring that type of defense back to San Francisco.
And remember, guys, we've got Adam Schefter and others reporting on this. We're talking about a guy in Jimmy G that is 24-8 as a starter. And what they're saying is no one is offering more than a second-round pick. Let's think about that for a second. You're 24-8 as a starter, and nobody is offering more than a second-round pick. That speaks volumes. That's them saying they don't have that record because of Jimmy Garoppolo. That's what that's saying. Now, it might be cruel. It might be excessive. It might be unfair to him because they were losing games when he wasn't in there, as you pointed out on many occasions, Max. But what Ryan just pointed out is right on point. #1 defense, big-time rushing attack, the exceptional play calling of Kyle Shanahan. All of those things came before you even thought about Jimmy G. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.